Hi, so here we go. It was AEW Double or Nothing last night, and obviously we did do my reactions earlier this morning, like as soon as the show finished. Quick thoughts, but yes, we're going to do our actual review of AEW Double or Nothing 2026. This show is straight up legendary. The more you watch, the more you go back and watch some of it, the more you obviously remember it, stuff like that. It's impeccable. We'll talk about it, a bit more in depth now, but Jesus, if you haven't watched the show, watch the show. It is impeccable. So, the show actually opened up with our 0 hour. We're going to talk about it, and obviously the first thing we want to talk about is Mick Foley has joined AEW. Now, he gets a great reaction. He has a little speech, which was really cool, saying how, AEW basically got his love back for professional wrestling. Really nice to see, and obviously, it's just cool to see Mick Foley. I respect Mick Foley a lot, and that's what I really fuck about. We'll talk about Mick in a bit later. But also, our first match of the night was actually our Divine Dominion Tag Team Eliminator, which was obviously Lena, Kross, and Bayne versus Zayda Steel and Viva. The match was nothing to write home about. It was just a match. It's the longest they've went. I'm just not into the Divine Dominion Open. I'm just not into it. But the main thing that happened was, at the end, as they went to attack them even further, TJ actually ran out and confronted them, chased them off. So that's obviously going to be their thing. They set this up a few weeks on Collision when Anna Jay and Tay Mello reunited to, obviously say they're back in the tag division. But I just think this match could have been that. I don't know. It just kind of felt weird to open the show on a squash match, but whatever. After this, we actually get our AEW Trios match of the night. We got the Death Riders, Wheeler Yuta, Claudio, Castagnoli, and Daniel Garcia with Marina Shafir versus the Opps, Anthony Bowens, Shibata, and Hook. The main thing about this match is Shibata looks great. He looks absolutely great. He's actually presented as the fucking main threat. It's funny as hell. Garcia, I love Garcia. I think he's hilarious, bro. Like, he comes in and, like, he's trying to do the Moxley thing where, he gets Marina to slap him. Marina slaps him once and he goes, ah. It's fucking hilarious. It's great. The match was great. Shibata's, like, a point where he's, like, Garcia's in his face and he's just pointing at Claudio going, come here. And Garcia's, like, he's just basically mogging him the fuck. Hook looks like ass. Shock. Bowens, they're trying to get Bowens over a bit, but it's just not working for me. Basics, basic what you expect from the Opps and the Death Riders at this point. I do feel like there is a point where Shibata's definitely the only one that's taken seriously here. Not that Bowens isn't, but he's so ineffective. And obviously with Hook, we know what Hook is. Not great. But the Death Riders are what you expect. Garcia is just hilarious. But I think just Shibata getting presented like this, genuinely, obviously, huge Shibata bias, huge Shibata fan. Breath of fresh air. Breath of absolute fresh air. Really happy that they actually presented him as a fucking demon, as he should be. And the match was fine. Honestly, I've got bias in it. I really enjoyed it because Shibata was presented well, but it was just box standard match. It belonged on the buy-in. That was the main thing. But yeah, as an actual match, fine. Shibata, though, present him more like this. That's the main takeaway. Present him like this. After this, we actually get our final match at the buy-in, 0 hour, whatever. We got our 10-man tag, which we got Shane Taylor Promotions, which was obviously Lee Moriarty, Anthony Ogogo, Shane Taylor, and the Infantry. With the girl, I forget who the woman's name is, versus the Conglomeration, which is Cassidy, Briscoe, and Roderick Strong, along with Big Boom AJ and Cutie Marshall Boom and Doom, with Harley Cameron outside. Now, this match was sponsored by, like, the water brand, like, I forget what it's called. I was going to call it Ludicolo, that's the fucking Pokemon. But, they have, like, a mascot who walks out like that. This is the most fed shit ever, but, like, it's fine. It's Big Boom AJ. I thought they were going to do, like, a reveal of Hologram or Ishii under the bottle. No, they don't. It's just completely just there for advertising. The match is what you expect. It's hell. It's goofy. It's what you expect. The Rizzler is there. He comes out with Cassidy, not with the Conglomerate, not with Big Boom and Boom and Doom. The match is funny. Like, again, the Rizzler's there. That's the main thing. The Rizzler. So remember the last time they faced at Revolution, he was risen up. I think it was Shawn Dean's girl, and I forget her name, but the one, and she was like Shawn Dean got in the front in the way, and then that's how basically it all started with Shane Taylor and stuff. But what I love here is the Rizzler goes up to her and she's like all over him again, and then Harley Cameron taps him and she just goes like, look at her, and then them two start scrapping and the Rizzler just goes, keeps going like that, which was funny. There was a bit where just before this actually, they push QT Marshall on the top turnbuckle so he's hitting the balls, but he just sells it for like the entire rest of the match. It was hilarious. And Big Boom AJ fucking bleeds. He's the only one who bleeds in the match, which was fucking wild. I don't even think it was intentionally genuine bleeding. I don't know what it was. But yeah, they get the win. Nice to see Shane Taylor here, and obviously Lee Moriarty, but Shane Taylor here was pretty fucking cool. But the end is something that I was really happy about. I forgot about this. Just because how he's been presented. Eddie Kingston does a run out as they try to attack Eddie Kingston and Ortiz. Obviously, Eddie Kingston and Shane Taylor have got history. And then Eddie Kingston and the Rizzler both do the fucking Riz face. Peak. And honestly, that was it. As a match, fine, chaotic. Like I said, it's very Fed-pilled. It's very WWE-pilled, but it's the Big Boom AJ match. It's kind of what I expect. And honestly, it's goofy as hell. The Rizzler getting more hose, I mean, what you expect. And honestly, it just gives the people something to do. I just think it's funny. Big Boom AJ didn't have that, like, kind of, like, it was all about him this time. He just felt like a part of the match, which was pretty fun. Honestly, I was thinking this is just insanely wild, and it just had no control. It was just what the fuck's happening. And there's another match obviously tonight that is like that, but as a match I enjoyed it. Obviously the Rizzler's there, I don't give a fuck, but yeah, I'm just happy Shane Taylor really reveling in this role, coming in and out of stuff. I wish we get more of them. They're very good. I really enjoy them. After this though, we get a small promo segment where Renee actually asks Mick Foley what he thinks going to happen tonight, and then he obviously can predict, like, Max saying Darby's wanting to win, Max is wanting not to lose, and saying he's going to go bald. And obviously then Max interrupts, going, nah, and calls Mick Foley a loser. And then them two cut a promo, and that was a really fucking good promo. Obviously, we all know Max has got a big affinity to Mick Foley, obviously offering him to do an angle and stuff. But Mick Foley obviously relating himself to Darby Allin through that thing, and basically says, Max, you've got wavy hair, and it's going to wave goodbye. Great line. And it's really good. Honestly, the pair of them done very well here, as you expect from Max. And then Max low blows him, goes to hit him with the ring. Darby runs out, makes the save, and says to Darby, you're like me, you were the last, but you're younger, you're better. And he basically says, do it for the weirdos, do it for the outcasts. It's like, fuck yeah. This was great. This was really good. And the problem after this was the end of, like, 0 Hour, and I had like 5 minutes, so they just started playing the cold open and stuff. I think, personally, I really like the idea of having a promo on the pre-shows now. But that was a very good idea. I thought that really worked. Obviously, for the main event too, the crowd really liked it. We'll talk about the crowd in a minute, because holy fuck, it was incredible. Just... this I like. I hope we do this a lot more. Obviously, AEW just like to try a lot of things out. This I really do like. I think this could be a good little staple for the pre-shows. Get a little bit of promo, obviously, because pay-per-views. And it would just be nice, it gets you a bit more excited. And honestly, I thought it was really... obviously, Mick Foley and MJF to get a help. But I actually really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed this. And I'm looking forward to seeing how they go with these, because I think a promo on the pre-show, I'm not against at all. I really like that. But yeah, that was the pre-show. Fine. Not as solid as the 0 Hour, but Shibata got a presentation like a fucking demon. And that's all I give a shit about. Very good. Let's talk about the main show, because holy fuck. So, our first match of the main card we're going to talk about is our FTR versus Cage and Coat match, which was the I Quit for the tag team titles. This match opening up was fucking stellar. Absolutely stellar. And you'll hear me say that about a lot of matches tonight. But Jesus, this match was absolutely incredible. I didn't expect to enjoy it this much. It really felt earned. It felt a great moment. Obviously, the brutality of it, it just elevated. And the crowd, again, we'll talk about the crowd now, Jesus. The crowd is one of the best crowds AEW's ever had. You could tell it was sold out. It was excellent. The environment, everything felt bigger tonight. And that's what I really enjoyed. Everything felt bigger. So the match basically is an I Quit. They really take advantage of it. It goes just straight away. Last as they picked off. Obviously asking, mainly Dax. There's not a lot of Cash here. There's a lot of Dax, though. And I need to, like, brief over this, because I've only got a limited amount of time to talk about the main card here. But we'll obviously, we'll cut some shit. This is excellent. The amount of spots they do. I mean, they're constantly asking, when they're asking Christyan, they're working on Christyan's arm. They get a fucking cinder block and start whacking it with the chairs. A lot of concertos, a lot of chairs. They do a concerto to Edge. Or Cope on the pole. Stokely's taking the top rope off. Oh my god, bro, it's fucking wild. They do it. FTR do their finish. Oh fuck, I forget what it's called. It's Jesus. Oh god, they do that on the announcement table early on. Christyan, again, his arm still fucks up. That gets absolutely annihilated. They start going the I quit, and then they obviously Christyan with a mic, the worst mistake they could have done. They go to Christyan, ask him if he quits. And he goes, I banged your mom. And then the crowd starts going, he banged your mom. It's fucking great. Oh god, Stokely, he is hilarious. He tries to get involved and just gets pushed off by Cope. Cope looks great. I think Cope looked good here. I do. I feel like Cope is very much a controversial figure. But, in terms of like being an AEW, but I feel like here, he just excelled. He goes, when Cope's being a bit more brutal, and you know, the long hair helps the presentation as well, it's very fucking good. I really like him. Obviously, we'll talk about the end here. The fucking table spot. I mean, we'll talk about that in a second, but Jesus. You got, obviously, the spears. There's a great spear, great kicks from Christyan. Low blows. Oh, my God, bro. It's just electric. The match is... The fact that this opened, we were watching it, me and my buddies, and we were like, holy fuck, like, this is the opener. That's insane. And it really felt like that type of match. It's like, what the fuck? Oh, God. It's stellar. They keep asking, obviously, did they quit? No. Dax goes, and then, like, the point, what I like is, they ask Cope, because they get Cope in a, I think it's a choke. Oh, yeah, because, bro, they do one on Dax, which was sick. And they, have him in, a leg lock. So Christyan has the leg lock, and then Cope does the fucking, basically the label lock, too, at the same time. Fucking wild. But, Jesus, basically, they have Cope in a position where it's like, ask him if he quits, and he's like, no. Like, you know, and then you just hear, boom, you hear this specific theme. Beth Phoenix is returned, obviously, after they attacked Beth. Took her out. She looks great here. She looks really fucking cool, presentation-wise, in terms of visually. Like, I didn't realise Beth, I think she's done something different with, like, the arms, like, face paint. I don't fucking know. She looked great here. Really brutal. Instantly goes in, wrecks house. Just, oh my God, saves them, and it becomes pure hell, and that's what I really like. They get a table out, and then they get lighter fluid, and this is when Stokely's on the fucking they have so Stokely's holding, I think it was Cope. No, yeah, Stokely was holding Cope for Stokely was holding Cope for Cash, and Cash does a dive, but Cope obviously pulls Stokely in the way. They have this table on fire with the lighter fluid. Stokely's out, Cash, they're both out. Stokely takes a ridiculous bump. It's fucking sick. And then the finish, obviously, oh God, it was the spear. Beth Phoenix being in there. Oh Jesus, there was what I fucking loved was they go out and she pulls out this tarp. She fucking, and it's Spike. And as soon as everyone sees Spike, they're like, oh fuck. And it was nuts. They get Spike out and they start putting Spike on Cash's head. Obviously fucking really going in. He eventually does say, I quit. It was like, oh God, bro, they have the barbed wire early on as well, where they throw Christyan and Zaxxon at the start, and like they go and Cash just gets the barbed wire right on his chest. It was fucking nasty. Oh my God. But the Spike obviously returns. Spike gets fucking right stuck in there. Not as bad as Moxley, Jesus Christ, but as soon as Spike come in, you like, oh fuck, this is it. You knew it was the end, because Spike's got that aura, bro. FTR quit. And we do have finally our new AEW Tag Team Champions, Cage and Cope, for the first time in God knows how long, 15 odd years. Really bittersweet, but when you could see Cope was getting emotional, really cool. They eventually do hug after they haven't for how long. This was really cool. This was really fucking cool. FTR are just the fucking best. I mean, Jesus, very few better than FTR. Jesus, possibly the best for tag team ever. Them and the Bucks. Jesus, it's just, this match is one. The FTR have had a stellar run. Stellar run. This is, in my opinion, it's been the best reign. I think it has. And I think this match just is a perfect way to encapsulate the feud. It's obviously not going to be over. There's probably going to be an afterthought and a prologue. But Jesus, as a match, bell to bell, as a whole thing with Beth, Stokely, the spots with Spike, everything stellar. What a way to open a show. It was really hard to kind of live up to the expectations of this, with the feud being so dragged out. But it really delivered. And honestly, more power to it. Excellent way to open. Great way to open. And when you think that was a way to open, you're thinking, Jesus, what the hell's going to follow that? The second match of the night, case. Oh boy. So, oh boy indeed. Jesus, our next match was AEW International Champion Kazuchika Okada versus Konosuke Takeshita, both of the Don Callis family. Now, straight up, match of the night by a fucking mile. You can probably see on my story I was watching it live. I said it was the match of the fucking decade. I adored this. absolutely adored it. It's incredible. I'm telling you all now, I'm not going to go in depth here because I'm making a separate video. I need to. It's that fucking good. The match is... I'm not even going to talk about the match that much here. The main thing is, Takeshita wins. It's stellar. And then the stuff after it. But Jesus, this match, bell to bell, masterpiece. This is definitely a contender for match of the year. No debate. I don't care. It is contender for match of the fucking year. We'll talk about it in a separate video. Please make sure to watch that if you're interested, because I might lose my mind. But so after the match, obviously Takeshita does win, and so the Don Callis family, there's obviously tension. They look like Takeshita's about to attack them, because obviously there's a moment in the match with Don Callis and Takeshita. He's clearly out at this point. Then you hear Proto Star. Kyle Fletcher's back. Fucking Pete, I didn't expect Kyle to be back this soon. And then Kyle comes up, and obviously, you know, Proto Shida, and it was obvious what's going to happen, but they really lean into it. It's really good how they did it. I thought they were going to long it out, but they go up, and Takeshita gets saved by Kyle. Everyone runs off. It's only Rocky Romero and Mark Davis. I thought everyone should have been there. I understand El Clon. We'll talk about El Clon, what he was doing in Mexico, because holy fuck, separate video in itself. But Jesus, as an actual moment, this was great. Obviously, Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher hug it out. Obviously, their Protoshita thing. Takeshita's, you know, happy to see Kyle. You know, clearly the best of buds. Psych! No way! Kyle takes that fucker out. He's slimed. He stands over him. Takeshita's heartbroken. I was genuinely devastated. I was like, this is 100% going to happen here. This is devastating, and it did. Most obvious, Okada's thrilled. The Don Callis family. Takeshita, Fletcher looks just fucking staying as hell, and it's like, oh no, bro, Takeshita's gonna kill everyone. But what was interesting is, obviously, with the international belt, Kyle goes to pick it up, but so does Okada, and then they both look at each other, and like, Kyle Fletcher's like, do you want the belt? And Okada's like, no, you can take it. And it's like, are you sure? And like, there's clearly the rift there. Okada's definitely not lasting. Everything about this I've adored. I've wanted this for a while. The fact that everyone said it about the Okada and Takeshita feud, it's been dragged out. It's been, a lot of people lost interest in it. Everyone knew how quality it was, but Jesus Christ, it's just so fucking, you know what I mean? Like, it's so dragged out. It was so elongated. Everyone was getting a bit like, okay, we're still doing this, even though it wasn't really that much. This was worth, and more, every bit of weight. This was absolutely stellar. Nothing short. I don't give scores, but nothing short of a 10. This is incredible. We're gonna do a separate match, man, but please make sure to watch it, because it is insane. But the shit after it as well. Takeshita's out of that fucking family, bro. Fletcher's a piece of shit. Okada, everyone. Oh my god. This is what it should have been. It is definitely becoming their big story, along with the Ospreay stuff. 10 out of 10. Fucking no notes, whatever. Easily match tonight, easily segments tonight. I do not care. Incredible. This is what AEW fucking does, bro. So after this, we actually got our first Owen Hart Cup tournament match on the women's side. It was our only women's side match. It was Athena versus Mina Shirakawa. Now, straight up, any match that followed Takeshita and Okada there, and everything that happened, was gonna suffer. Every single one. There's not a single match that wouldn't have. It felt very much like that. The crowd wasn't into it as much. I was kind of in and out. I was still like recovering from that Takeshita match. This match was good. It definitely doesn't help. It does need a rewatch. I think a lot of this needs a rewatch. I think this definitely does suffer from being after Okada and Takeshita, because Jesus, again, fucking insane. And this match wasn't bad. Athena looks great here. That's the thing. I love Athena. That curb stomp she does, bro, is the fucking best. I love how she sells the Impact and stuff. So good. I love it. And the main thing about it is Mina still looked pretty solid, but Athena just dog walks. And that's the way to present Athena in these situations. Again, like I say, there's not really much I can say, because I can't remember all of it. It does definitely deserve a rewatch and needs one, just because, frankly, it's excellent. It's excellent. It follows an excellent, and I mean excellent match. It's gonna suffer from that, but I think, I don't know. When I remember, I enjoy it. It did its job. The crowd went into it. It was kind of set up in the positioning. They could have put something else there, but again, what could you have put there, really? There's not a lot you could have, but I mean, Jesus, just anything follow. I can't really stress that enough. Anything. It deserves a rewatch. I will rewatch it. I'll probably put a little opinion out there. But yeah, As an actual match, pretty good. Good way to start the Owen. It was obvious Athena was going to win. Again, she looks great. And, yeah, honestly, pretty solid. Good stopgap as well. It didn't go bad. No one was like, this is ass. It didn't overstay its welcome and knew exactly what it wanted to be. Saved its purpose. Got on with it. No problem about that whatsoever. Done its job pretty damn well. After this, however, we have our AEW Continental Belt match. Championship match between Jon Moxley and Kyle O'Reilly for the for the Continental Belt, but also no time limit. This was great. I mean, Jesus, it's not their best. It's not their best moment or match they've had. It does hurt from the lack of colour for me, especially for Moxley. I think that's when the Blood and Guts match really elevated it. I feel like it always needed a bit of colour, but again, you're going to get it. You're going to obviously suffer from that from Double or Nothing, how the New York Commission is. I enjoyed it. I did. They have a little, like, small, they did the one for Takeshita as well, but they have a little small thing with, on the package where, like, they basically tell Kyle, empty the backpack for the trios belt, we get him room for more. So it's like, oh, fuck, are they going to do this? And I didn't think they were going to, because they would have had 3 title changes straight away. I was like, oh, shit, no. I don't think that was on. But I think as a match, I mean, it really shows, one, Kyle and Moxley's chemistry is just insanely good. And I really enjoy how they really portray Kyle here as... Kyle's great. I love Kyle because he can do goofball and serious very fucking well. But he's so fucking, like, intricate with his movements. And then Moxley just being the weight. And how Moxley takes this shit seriously. And the grit he shows. Every lock. There's a lot of arm work here more than anything. There's a lot of arm work from Kyle O'Reilly specifically. A lot of arm work. And I thought that was a bit weird. But every time a lock was on, I mean, the crowd, again, stellar. There's no notes on the crowd. And they're all going, oh. It's like I go to football. It's like whenever they're on an attack, you like everyone stands up going, oh. Every time a lock was on, Moxley or Kyle, every time it was on, the crowd were just elevating it like, oh fuck. I mean, Jesus. And then obviously the ankle lock do get in. The ankle locks are obviously a thing. I love the reversals from Moxley. I love the grit that he shows. Like, obviously, you know, as you expect, they're really going to play into that. I do really enjoy that Kyle is relentless. He does feel relentless here. He does feel a lot more like go. And Moxley is definitely... Moxley's very weird here because he's still Moxley. He's still that stature, but he's obviously a lot more reserved because of the Kyle history, and that's what I really enjoy. Moxley does actually get the win, which was very good. I thought that was obviously the call. It does kind of hurt me because I feel like they could have done a lot more with this. I feel like getting it out the way just to give Moxley a Double or Nothing match kind of sucked. It did. I feel like as an actual match, it was great. It really was. But I personally would have dragged this out. I feel like you could have had a lot more with Kyle and Moxley, sorry. You know, obviously Kyle could have been pushed to the fucking moon, especially how it originally started before the C2 and stuff. Jesus Christ. I thought, honestly, I stand by there could have been a chance that Kyle could have won that C2. I definitely think that was on. But I think as an actual bell-to-bell, it was great. It definitely delivered. It feels a bit lackluster. Again, like I said, it's not the best they had. It's not the best match they've had. But again, that bar's a high bar, and I've really enjoyed every interaction they've had. At the end of the match, obviously, the Death Riders and the Conglomeration are out with Kyle and Moxley specifically. They're both standing there, and they both stare. Like, Moxley and Kyle are both staring at each other. And Moxley walks towards him, and they shake his hand, like, puts his hand out to shake it. I'm like, are you going to offer him a place in the Death Riders here? And then Kyle shakes his hand, and they go, yeah, okay. And they both go their separate ways, which was really fucking cool. Moxley obviously doing the whole fucking, you know, celebrating as you expect. That was really cool. I like that, how they show the respect and show, like, you know, he does appreciate Kyle O'Reilly. I would like to see it be a bit more stuff further going on there. I think that's what would entertain me personally. But I don't know. There's a lot to go from there. I feel like this is a very much... The problem is now with Moxley, right? It feels like with the Ospreay stuff, and we'll talk about the Ospreay stuff because that's the next match. But it feels like now the Continental Belt has kind of lost its importance to Moxley's overall, because that's not the most important thing going on in Moxley's story now. It's not. But I'm not saying he should have lost him. I don't think he should have lost it. I think they could have built this to eventually lose it to Kyle. But there's no setup for what's next. I don't know what you do. Either way, I enjoyed this. It's obviously not match of the night. It's a great match, though. Again, these are the matches, this match, even the Athena match, but, like, they're the building blocks that make this card stellar. right? Because these are fucking great-ass matches, and you're just speaking about them like, yeah, it was pretty good. No, these matches are great. So was this. This was really good. And this makes me think what's going forward, because I don't want Kyle stuck in the tag team or the trios. I don't. I want Kyle as a single, so I hope that's still a thing. But Moxley too, I wonder what avenue he goes down. It may be the opposite, that makes sense, but either way, I wonder what, if we get Moxley versus Shibata, yeah, please, that's the way, that is the way. Like we said though, next we have our Owen Hart Cup first match of the men's tournament this year, Samoa Joe versus Will Ospreay. Now, Will Ospreay makes his entrance. The gear looks really a lot more portraying of the Death Rider stuff. The Death Riders watch him in the corner. You can see they're there. And obviously, Joe comes out. Joe versus Ospreay was fucking nuts. This was nuts. I mean, Jesus, this was absolutely... As soon as it starts, there's a difference to Ospreay. He's a lot more brutal. Joe looks great. We said this, me and Buddy Sam. He was watching it and was like, Joe looks good. Joe looks slimmer. He looks a lot more lean. The way he fucking performed, the slams and shit he's doing on Ospreay were absolutely great. Best Joe's looked in a goddamn while, and I love Joe. Jesus. And Ospreay here, I mean, you could tell this was a dream match for Ospreay. The fucking... Like, he's saying he's going to slow down his style. Hell no. He hits Samoa Joe with a fucking hidden blade right away. The hidden blades Ospreay's been doing since his return are actually insane. I mean, what you expect from the aerial. Joe's strength obviously helping a lot. Joe running away from Ospreay to recompose at the start said a lot. That's how aggressive Ospreay was being. And I feel like that's the definite thing. I thought there was a chance we could have had Joe get fucking the shit beaten out of him the way it was starting. It was genuinely insane. It does go to a lot more even, but Ospreay's like a foot. Like, there's a difference with Ospreay. A massive difference. And that's what I really enjoyed here. They really fucking went all out with just making Ospreay look fucking... just sinister, deadly, so effective, and it's so well worked. It just, everything Ospreay's doing makes me more interested with the story, because they're portraying it well. His in-ring style is definitely different, but he's obviously still Will Ospreay. It's incredible. Definitely not as high-flying, but the quickness, I mean, Jesus Christ. A lot of hidden blades, a lot of kicks, a lot of strikes, what you expect. Just stellar. The hidden blades are the main thing here. Jesus, they are. As a match, great. It's probably one of your other matches of the night. And it really delivers on Ospreay. And it honestly, this is the thing with it. It's like, you're watching it and you're like, oh God, though, you know, like, he's on a different shit. Like, they really put that across. Joe here looks good. Like, I can't really, obviously, overemphasize how good Joe looks because he gets his ass beat. But he just, the way he's looked, he looks a lot more slim, a lot more quicker too, a lot more agile. He obviously does, he does the nope, which was pretty cool. I obviously love the nope. Everything Joe does, he gets the Kakita clutch in, obviously gets reversed. A lot of shit here, a lot of reversals, and you can tell how much Joe, obviously Joe really looked at Ospreay like AJ and really went into their history, because definitely the way to go. The finish, if I remember correctly, the way, bro, I don't know if this was the finish or not, but bro, Ospreay hits a fucking Styles Clash on Samoa Joe. Sick as shit ever. I don't give a fuck. Sick as shit ever. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The fucking hype in the crowd, the reaction to that was insane. As it should be. Jesus, Will Ospreay doing a Styles Clash is obviously something we obviously have seen before, but on Joe of all people. Jesus Christ. And as a match, as a way to start Ospreay's Owen off, is nuts. That's nuts. And... It sets the groundwork so hard. And, like, the way that Owen set out to be this year, it's gonna be fucking stellar. So, that's the main thing. I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know how they're gonna make this. That bar's high, and it's delivering. That's the main thing. I want to see more with Joe. I think Joe could definitely, again, like I said previously, the Opps going against Death Riders could be a bit more of a thing. But, yeah, as an actual match, bell to bell, this was really fucking good. Really good, and... really great way to start off how Ospreay's Owen is going to be. After this, we actually do get our last Owen Hart Cup match of the night. We get Swerve Strickland versus Bandido. Now, as a match, super fucking good. Same as the Moxley one. So fucking good. I mean, Bandido, Swerve's better as a heel. Obviously, we all know that, but Jesus... Where's the Michael Jackson gear here? That was pretty cool. Bandido was a face. He comes out with the whole Mexican gear. Oh my God. Fucking has that shit on. And just in here, I mean, this is another example of Bandido being your fucking super duper babyface. Like, just, again, Swerve here is brilliant, obviously. There's a fucking house call on fucking the top Bandito's shoulders, insane. And then, Jesus, Bandito does a 21 plex from the floor again, but obviously Swerve been attacking him. Oh my God, the pair of them, the pace, the speed, the athleticism, everything about these match. This was possibly my most anticipated match going into the cards. It was one of them, definitely. I thought it was excellent. Just went out and I was like, oh fuck. And because Bandito vs Swerve writes itself, it's excellent. But Jesus, just bell to bell, the chemistry these two have, it cannot end. It cannot end here. It makes me think, obviously Swerve's in the Owen, but Bandito's just... the match is great, and I don't really want to just, sit here and go, the match is great, it does the moves, the house call, the kicks, everything from Swerve, but I just think, Bandito, every time I watch him, I'm like, you are the guy, you have to win the world title. I'm not even I love Bandito, don't get me wrong, but I'm not sitting there going because he's my favourite. No, I genuinely just believe that is your big babyface to win the belt. He has to be the face luchador to ever to win it, 100%, and it's stellar. It's a stellar just showcasing how good Bandito is. A match against Swerve's just fucking brilliant, bro. You know how good Swerve is. Grabs Bandito, a lot of smacking. Just vindictive little fucker. As you expect, the house call finish, kill shot. Oh my God, bro. Swerve's the demon. It's clearly setting up Swerve and Ospreay at the final of Forbidden Door. Obviously, that's clearly what the setup is. But as a match, it was great. I really would like to see a sequel. I feel like that's the big thing here. I feel like I would like to see a sequel to this match. Not because this one's bad and it needed more time. No, I just feel like I'd like to see this evolved. Because it's good now. But I think, again, another match, stellar. That's my thing. Great match, though. Really fucking good match. It's not better than Ospreay. No, but it's same level as Moxley and O'Reilly, which I really fucking enjoyed. So... as a match, again, the pace, and as soon as announced, everyone was going, oh, they knew Nana's obviously there, just as a match, brilliant. I really enjoyed this one, and I didn't expect to enjoy, I expected to enjoy it, but to the level I did, and I thought I'd be disappointed, but the more I think about it, I was like, no, that was really fucking good, and I just hope to God they let this breathe, and let this do it again. That's the biggest takeaway for this match. I want them to do this again, 100%. After this, we actually do get our women's four-way title match between AEW World Women's Champion Tekla, Jamie Hayter, Chris Statlander, and Hikaru Shida. Now, full transparency, this is when I was starting to drift off a bit. Obviously, I am a very lazy and tired man, so I do struggle to stay up, even after, buying a 4-pack of Red Bull like a fool. I went back and skimmed through it. I haven't watched it back fully. Obviously, the main things are, Shida and Start. Shida hitting Start, that was a big deal. And a lot of it being Stat versus Tekla. Tekla's just, Jesus, how good. We can't. Every match Tekla has, I'm like, Tekla's the fucking best. And she constantly proves why. She's got Stats at a fucking cross fucking submission. Stats biting hands. You go, fuck all of you. And then she's fucking getting her arm bit off. That was great. She does the fucking spider suplex to Statlander. That was excellent. Then Shida comes in doing it and takes the glory. It's... all four of these women are stellar. We all know how good they all are. I feel like I do need to benefit from watching this again. I do. I feel like that's unfair for it to kind of be judged on that merit. But what I saw, I enjoyed. Obviously, again, Hayter being in the world title. All of these women deserve to win the world title. You know what I mean? Tekla retains, as she should. She's, in my opinion, the best there, especially at this minute. Shida and Stats obviously developing. I wonder what this means for Hayter. That's the big thing going out of this. Obviously, Stats and Shida have got their own thing. That's going to be a 1v1, probably for All In. I feel like, or even Forbidden Door, actually. But this, for Hayter, I wonder what happens now, because does she just go after Tekla again? Because we've done that a while now. And even before Tekla's title reign, but Jesus, I enjoy this. I think this, again, similar to the Joe match and even the Moxley match, you ask a lot more what's going to happen, where does this go with certain talents, and that's what I enjoy. That's what I really like. And yeah, as a match, it was, again, I can't really say. I did start to drift off, and I went back and, skimmed the highlights and stuff, but yeah, I need to rewatch it, so apologies on that. But Tekla retaining is what I'm happy about. Stats and Shida getting a bit more development, that's cool. But yeah, as an actual match, it's great from what I remember and seeing, but also, I wonder where this leads. I think that's a big, obviously, I don't know what, Hayter's the big question, because she's so good, and she just feels like she is just unfortunately popped into unfortunate situations. I made this babble about her a while ago, and it still stands, but Tekla is still winning the belt. That's all I give a shit about. Tekla retaining the belt. That is the main thing. However, next we get our Stadium Stampede match between the faces, which is Kenny Omega, the Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, Jack Perry, and Chris Jericho, and Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin, who straight up steal a fucking show here. They're with MVP, obviously. And they're against Ricochet, The Demand, Toa Leona, Bishop Khan, the Dogs, Clark Connors and David Finlay, Mark Davis and Andrade. This match is hell in the best possible way. It really is. I mean, where do you even begin? The comedy spots of this match are insane. The two little vignettes they show, especially the faces one where they're all in the suits, look so cool. The pop Kenny gets, I mean, Jesus. And just the spots they do, like, oh my god, bro. Like, Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin, like I say, steal the fucking show. Shelton Benjamin does a fucking dive. Like, the Bucks do a dive, then Shelton looks at the camera and just goes for it. It's like, what the fuck? Shelton's knees. Shelton Benjamin is 50 years old. 50? That's insane. I can't move like that, and I'm 50. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Just as a match, I mean, biggest problem with this match is there's no music. Frankly, I just love that. I think we should have got music, but again, I get why. It's so chaotic. It's so overstimulating. The Dogs are fine here. They're not really doing much. They're just kind of there. Same with Davis. Andrade gets the hose spot, and then Andrade with the hose spot is incredible. He goes up to the honeys, and then he goes to take the picture, and then out of the blue, Luchasaurus's sister's there, and she's asking for a kiss of Andrade. He's like, no. And then Kenny goes up and it looks like they're about to do it. Then he gets hit. Jack Perry gets the vacuum, hits the vacuum. That was incredible. Just every 2 seconds there was like bang spot, bang spot, bang spot. It divulges the backstage, divulges everywhere. It's incredible. It really is. What I enjoy here, the big thing I enjoy was the backstage. When it goes backstage, I mean, Jesus, the people that pop up. I mean, Bobby Lashley's dragged backstage with the Gates of Agony with Shelton, obviously. And they're just sitting there, and Bobby Lashley's got the biggest grin on his face ever, by the way, during this match. It's hilarious. And he's taking out, and he's sitting there like, still smiling, and you're just there, yeah, and like, you're like, what the fuck, is there a woman crying or whatever? Pants over, it's fucking Leo Rush. Like, what the fuck are you doing here? And he's like, yeah. As you expect, he gets his ass taken out, and then Toa Leona's like looking at him, and he's going, and then Toa Leona rags him. Toa Leona's presented like a fucking demon here, by the way. It's great. I mean, oh my god, it's so fucking fun. It's so fucking fun. And then it goes to backstage in catering. And in catering, it's Jack Perry, I think he's fighting Bishop Khan. And they go up, and then Tommy Invincible's there, the fucking bum. And he goes, hey man, Invincible. And he goes, whoa, in front of Bishop Khan, gets his ass wiped. Then they're still scrapping, and then they get pushed, they're going back, and they get pushed into someone eating food. And it's fucking Saturn's thing. Where the fuck's he been? He's giants. And he's like, right food. And then it just divulges the entire catering has a fucking food fight. Oh my god, it goes off. Then you go further back, you're cutting backstage again. Jesus, when you're cutting backstage, you look at, and then it's like Ricochet and Jericho are dragged, and they've got the tennis balls, because Jericho rags out these tennis balls and starts doing fucking suplexes on them, and they're going, you sick fuck. Oh my god, instead of ball, they're going balls. Oh my god. And then he goes to turn on the tennis gun, which was always going to happen. But then he goes backstage, he opens this door, and Luther's there. What the fuck? And then Luther just brings out this big, massive, like, comically large racket, only a spoonful, and brings it out. And then oh my god, it was just absolute hell. Oh my god, it's one of the funniest matches they've done. I didn't expect it to be this funny. I didn't. Shelton and Bobby, I mean, Jesus, they're loving it. Oh my god, it's the most expression I've seen from Bobby Lashley by an absolute mile, and it's great. Obviously, it ends with everyone going up to Ricochet, eating like 10 kicks at once. That was brilliant. Obviously, getting the finishes ran on him. Everything like the Jack Perry kicking him. Obviously, the V-trigger, the suplexes by the Hurt Syndicate, knees by Shelton, super kicks, a BTE trigger, all of it. Ending with a Lion Soul. Jericho here looks great where he does because when Jericho does, the Bucks do the dives through the table, like everyone goes through the table, and then like Shelton does the dive, and then Jericho on the top table, and he goes, just jumps off. That was great. Jericho at the end, so the faces get the win, which is really cool. But I really enjoy this after the end there. Jericho gets up, and there's a table left, and he just looks, and he goes like that, and he jumps through the table and goes like that. Beautiful tribute to Sabu. Obviously, I really like that. Obviously, Sabu, it's really cool. Taz really like that on commentary. This was really fucking fun. It's normally, it possibly would be the match of the night. Hell no, it's not. But Jesus, it's fun. It's really fucking fun. It's the best we've seen of the Hate Syndicate. And that's what I like. They look like they enjoyed it, especially Bobby Lashley. And that's what I really enjoyed here. It was excellent. And just even after it, like towards at the end of the match as well, after the match, they like the Hate Syndicate and Jericho, and they're doing the thumbs up. Is Jericho in the Hate Syndicate? I don't fucking know. But that, as a match, you can probably hear it's fun. It's breathtaking. It's just wild in the best possible way. I really, really enjoyed this. However, it is our main event of the evening. We have Darby Allin versus MJF for the title versus hair match for the AEW World title, obviously. This match was great, as you expect. Obviously, it's great. The stakes were high, and it really delivered. Again, it's not match of the night, God no. But the amount of shit that they're able to pull off. I mean, Darby looks great here, especially when they're trying to show that the wheels are falling off. He's great. The start of the match is one of the worst Darby bumps I've ever seen, which is insane to say. He goes to do a dive out the ring against Max, and basically has to do a 450, but it's his heels hit the top rope. Max tries to save it by pushing him down, but you could tell he really hits the back of his head. It's a brutal bump. It's a brutal fucking bump. Besides that, I mean, obviously what you expect, Darby and Max, you know, bunch of fucking headlock. There's a lot of headlock takeover attempts, which I do like. I do like how Darby does go a bit more scrappy, obviously kicking Max in the balls. He does go onto the... he pull out the table, he pulls out the... he goes to the top, because obviously Mick Foley give that little pep talk to Darby. And he goes up and he does the bang bang, you know, and goes to hit Max. He does a coffin drop on the apron, misses. He goes to do a dive on Max. This was a really cool shot. And Max drags Darby. Max is waiting to get dived on. And he grabs the cameraman. Cameraman takes the bump. That was really cool. As a match, I did enjoy it. I think, again, this is the problem with this match, is it follows a phenomenal card. And it delivers. It really does. It's just... It's always hard to have a pay-per-view when the pay-per-view starts so fucking well. And not that it ends so well, but, like, you know, it's a stupid comp. That Okada and Takeshita match, man, it was so fucking good. And, yeah, this match, it really delivers on it. I do like how MJF is seen as just piece of shit. I like how Darby is just purely... They don't make Darby look weak. They don't make Darby look anything. They just show that, like... Darby's trying, but Jesus, his legs have run out because he's defended it every week. It shows that, like, as much as it was cool to see him doing the title vein every week, it was impractical from his sense, but it's also the most Darby Allin thing ever. Max obviously does win. He does get to save his hair. That was really cool. On the entrances, they walk out and they're looking at the razor. During the match, he goes up to try. I thought Max was going to shave Darby's hair in the match, and he doesn't. They get to reverse that. I thought that was what they were going to do. I thought we'd get a return from Hangman. We don't get a return from Hangman. But as a match, I think the spots were great, especially, like, you know, the stakes, everyone was up for it. And the thing is, for a pay-per-view as well, we say this about the AEW events, the 3-hour shows and stuff, the crowd are not tired. The crowd, like I said throughout the video, are on top level. One of the best crowds they've ever had, and that's saying something. Really fucking good. Max does get the win. Big fucking deal. He's three-time world champion by 30. His eye lights up. He's really happy with it. Obviously, really fucking deserved, obviously. And I do like how it's portrayed. I do. I don't think they made Darby lose. They don't make Darby lose dirty. They don't make, you know, whatever. It's just basic. Wheels fall off. Max, it still presents Max as a great wrestler rather than chicken shit, which I do think is important for Max. Now, Max goes to attack Darby towards the end as well, as you expect, because Darby's fucking bleeding from the back of the head from that bump, which is nuts. And then he's going out, and he go on stretcher. I thought he's fucked, and Max is going to basically attack him on the stretcher. He drags him out, and then he gave Kevin Knight. This is the main thing. Kevin Knight runs out to save Darby. Obviously, Kevin Knight, you know, being a rivalry to Max, and obviously trying to help Darby. And Max runs away. He's at the ramp, and then Kevin Knight's standing over. And everyone's like, because, bear in mind, Kevin Knight's been on some shit, obviously, ever since Swerve spoke to him. And then, boom, Kevin Knight turns heel, does a splash on Darby while on the stretcher, takes Darby out, pushes him over, then looks like he doesn't know why, like, you know what I mean? And the whole question is, why, Kevin, why? Huge thing. Max looks shocked, but then starts laughing, starts clapping. And what a way to end the show. Someone like Kevin Knight, who everyone's been loving, Kevin Knight's been incredible TNT champion. And to turn heel, we don't know what direction this goes down. We obviously don't know if this goes down the Hurt Syndicate route, obviously. The Swerve Strickland route. We don't know if he's just going to be challenging for the World Belt. There's a lot to do here for Kevin Knight. And that's what I really enjoy, is because the guy's so good. We all know how good Kevin Knight is. But Jesus, they're really putting the ball in his hand now and going, fuck it, let's ball. And honestly, fuck yeah, go for it. I love Kevin Knight. And it's such a good way to do it, because it was like, I thought they'd build up that turn for a bit more favour, but Jesus, they've done it now. Not against it. And the way to end that match as well, it's a great way to favour the story. Max winning the belt was obviously, you know, something people did expect, myself included. And it was just like, I don't know, it just feels like this is something that we can obviously go, boom, let's go. And I don't know if Kevin's going to be challenging right away. I think Max will try the shit out of it. But I think there's going to be some sort of, obviously, interaction on Dynamite. But to end a stellar pay-per-view in a stellar way, Jesus, what a pay-per-view and what a match. Yeah, what a main event. This was really delivered. And I honestly think the way they presented it all was really well worked. No, can't give enough credit for that. So, that is the AEW Double or Nothing 2026. I, frankly, straight up think this is one of the best pay-per-views AEW has ever done, and that is an insane high bar. I think, Jesus, the matches, there was no low point to this card. There was none, and I mean that there was none. I just think the show flew, the end matches, it just proves what AEW is. If a lot of WWE fans come in to watch this and, you know, want to try it out, this is the pay-per-view you showed them. This will take a lot to make this not pay-per-view of the year. That it's a high fucking bar. I really cannot describe how good this pay-per-view is. Like, the match of the night is debatably going to be match of the year. You know what I mean? That's how good it is. And it's just so fun. It's one of those cards where you watch it and go, this is why you love wrestling, at least to me. And I, you know, obviously got a bias, but Jesus, it was excellent. The fun, there's so much varying types of wrestling. The character, everyone looked good, no one looked shit. There was no low points. The crowd, I mean, Jesus, the crowd, you could tell this show was sold out. I mean, in the best possible way. The crowd are screaming, you know, there's such a great atmosphere. It's an all-timer. This is an all-timer. It's up there with, frankly, your Revolution 2024s, which is one of the best pay-per-views they've ever done. Obviously, all of the all-ins. It's up there. It really is. And honestly, there's no excuse if you're not an AEW fan to not watch this. You need to watch this if you're a wrestling fan. Especially some of it. Just give it a go. Just give it a fucking go. I know a lot of people are trying to get into AEW and obviously be struggling. My AEW's there, Amazon Prime, there's loads of different ways. You owe it to yourself as a wrestling fan to watch this pay-per-view. It is impeccable. Very few notes. I enjoyed the hell out of it. It's easily the best pay-per-view of the year so far. And it's, again, time will tell, but it's up there. It's really in the conversation for AEW. One of AEW's best ever pay-per-views. 100%. So yeah, that is my thoughts, long-winded, on AEW Double or Nothing 2026. Let me know what your favourite part of the show was, what your opinion on the show was, and what was your reaction to Kevin Knight, what was your reaction to Kyle Fletcher, what was your reaction to all of these things? Let me know, because it's a very, very important pay-per-view for everything that's going forward. The road to All In starts right now.